And President Biden's full and unconditional pardon of his son ends a legal saga the president now says was politically motivated. ABC News legal contributor and author of Pardon Power, How the Pardon System Works and Why, Kim Wehle, joins me now for more. Kim, thanks for coming on. You know, President Biden now is saying his son was selectively and unfairly prosecuted. Now, those are the same arguments Hunter's defense team made in court that were rejected by a judge or jury. And in the past, the president has talked about having faith in the justice system and so on. So why is the president saying this now?
Well, Lindsey Graham and other Republicans have said the gun charge in particular is one that probably wouldn't be charged except that it was Hunter Biden. I mean, that charge is that when he was asked in applying for a gun to check a box as to whether he had a drug addiction, he said he didn't. So it was a misstatement on that application. I think the argument is, listen, if there wasn't a bullseye on his back by virtue of him being Hunter Biden, that they wouldn't have sniffed out something like that to charge him with. But, you know, this was under the second part of it. It was under Joe Biden's Justice Department. At any point, the president had the constitutional power to call the process off, but he's adhered to the rule of law and the sanctity of the system as we're heading into, I think, a very, very different look for the Department of Justice under the second Trump administration.
Now, Kim, this is a sweeping pardon, not just for the charged crimes, but for any crimes Hunter Biden may have committed from 2014 to 2024. What do you make of how broad that language is?
That's critical. I mean, it reminds us of what Nixon's pardon by Gerald Ford. Usually it's for a specific crime. I think, you know, we've been talking about Kesh Patel, you know, potential FBI director, DOJ, Pam Bondi. These folks have publicly stated that they're on board with using the Justice Department as a mechanism of vengeance and retribution. So the breadth of that pardon suggests that President Biden understands that without that, Hunter Biden could be targeted for a vindictive prosecution, and you know, he faced jail time with these two convictions, and Donald Trump will be in charge of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, so would be in charge of Hunter Biden's day-to-day life. I can understand why a president would not want his son to be put through that moving forward.
Is there any sense of who else Biden might pardon before leaving office?
I think there's a big question, given, again, the plans for the Department of Justice, if he's going to preemptively pardon folks like Jack Smith or Liz Cheney, you know, judges, law clerks, media people that Donald Trump's angry with. That would be unprecedented. It would be a historical first. But we're, again, facing an unprecedented era of the Justice Department being used for personal retribution if we trust Donald Trump and understand that he gets that the Supreme Court has now given him blanket immunity for abuses of that kind of power.
All right, ABC News legal contributor and author of Pardon Power, How the Pardon System Works and Why, Kim Wehle, thank you.